So we touched on this earlier, Steve, and this is a real challenge. Are you measuring the real content, or are you measuring the proxy content that lives inside your editing and grading system?
Yeah, and you came up with some very unique problems that you have actually seen with material that didn't pass QC.
So I'll use an example. We had, and I'll put it under the category of frame accurate error logging. We had a customer. He'd sent his project off to his client, and he had it rejected for gamma errors, which is pretty basic, isn't it? You shouldn't really be sending projects out with gamma errors.
No,
And,
not at all.
and he called me in because he said, "Look, Gavin, I'm confused here because I've corrected it, sent the project back to him, and he's rejected it again." And I said, "Well, let's have a look and see what you're doing." And he'd got a reputable software product that was monitoring gamma. And I said, "Let's just run that 1 minute clip through." We got an error. So we made a note of the frame where the error occurred. We then ran it again. We got a different frame. We ran it again. We got a third different frame. And we ran this 10 times and we got 7 different frames. We then put the leader scope on and repeated the exercise and ran it 10 times. On the scope, we got the same frame every time.
Yeah.
So
it goes back to what you were saying about the reference monitor. The waveform monitor in that editing tool, its primary job, the editing tool's primary job, is to put its horsepower into that timeline so that you can manipulate that timeline quickly, easily, and precisely. And it's giving you a confidence monitor that is, in this case, being subsampled. So the same frame doesn't always end where it's actually sampling the video and giving you the waveforms. So therefore, the error is popping up in different frames.
the great news with this one, Steve, is that we then corrected the frame that the leader waveform monitor reported. He sent it off to the client and it passed.
Yeah. And what did that cost him? What was the loaded cost of that clip going out twice? And if you look at the loaded cost of what that cost him to do that, that would almost covered the entire cost of the leader waveform monitor.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about this in a few minutes when we get onto HDR, which comes with a very tough set of measurement parameters. And obviously the challenge with most HDR projects is their UHD resolution. And with broadcasters' preference now to make the whole season available as soon as the first episode is aired, gone are the days where you might still be editing episode 6, 7, and 8 in a season while number 1's being broadcast. You've got to deliver the whole lot, and that brings another level of complexity and cost. So it was quite interesting to see that. But as I said, you're looking at tools that are frame accurate, error logging, and they'll be your best friend. They'll save you so much time and money in the long run by having one of these somewhere in your facility that you can use before that content departs, to the client or, their third-party QC house.